Hi guys, Hellville here. Okay, so I am putting together the head strap thing for my cell phone that I told everyone that I was gonna do. Here it is, and I'll show you what happens after because I don't have my phone mount out here to film me putting it together. So, here's the parts for the head thing, and then the chest one is in the bag still because I don't know if I'm going to put that one together as yet. So stay tuned for the after. I'll give you a little tour garden with it on my head. We'll see if you all like it. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, looks like it's ready. Yep, I think so. All right, pause. Okay, so you all are now on my head. Okay, so my tomatoes. I don't know if I'm getting the angle right here. Hold on. Okay, maybe. So as you can see, I gave the tomatoes a bit of a trim. So here we're looking at the cherry tomatoes, and they're looking pretty good. None of them have turned red yet, but there are a whole ton of them, as hopefully you can see here. Again, I am not 100% sure if I've got it at the right angle, but I think I do. I did lose one. I lost a tomato. It came off while I was doing the trimming. So anyways, I've put it in my little basket. Hopefully it ripens up on its own. And then the Roma tomatoes, as you can see on this little separate one, they're growing nicely. And this one is starting, little baby Romas right there. And there's also more little baby Romas that probably the rabbits are gonna get, but whatever, eat little buns. And as you can see, I've got bunches and bunches of Romas growing. I have no idea how bloody long they're going to take to finally start to turn red. But as you can see, I've got some relatively big ones going over here, and like I said on my last video, they look a little bit like testicles as they're growing, but what can you do with that, you know? These are my biggest ones, so hopefully they start to turn red soon. And as you can see, a good amount of them are pretty big at this point. So and here's the back view of the cherry tomatoes. I am going to plant some basil in here. I hear it's good for the taste of the tomatoes to have some basil in there as well in the ground. As you can see on my other separate little trellis here, there's some little baby Romas starting to appear there and there and there. So hopefully they kind of pop up more. I had to move my chives so that I could get to the tomatoes to give them a trim, so just move that right back. Moving across here, whoops, mind my clumsiness, because I trip all the time because of the EDS and shit, you know. Here's the little shishito peppers. As you can see, there's little blooms starting. That one's, I'm not sure if the flower has already fallen off of that one and that's the start of a shishito, but I don't think it is. I think it's just the flower, because the start of the tomato looks like, the pepper looks like that. So that is a shishito pepper that's already starting to grow. That is a little itsy bitsy baby shishito. So cute. The red hot chili peppers are still red hotting themselves. We've still got a few going over here. This one looks like a jalapeno, but it is on the chili pepper plant. So hopefully it's not some weird inbred, who knows what. It's a little uncomfortable. There's more chives. I love chives. The regular bell peppers are, I hear they're temperamental. They're a question mark. So as you can see, there's a bloom happening over there. Who knows if it will actually turn into anything. This one is dying, so hopefully it will turn into a bell pepper soon once that falls off. And then over here, again, I think that's the start of a flower and not a bloom, but I guess we'll see, or not a pepper. But here you can see there's definitely a flower there as well. This is my most successful looking plant. However, it has still produced nothing. So who knows? Some of the ones in the back might be the first ones. I have no idea. Swinging right along here over to the zucchinis, the zukes. You can't really see from the plant angle, but once you get below the plants, you can see some little zucchinis growing there, and that is going to be a zucchini. I hope it looks very healthy. That one is going to be a zucchini. I hope I have the right angle and there's not like in the way. That's gonna be a zucchini. Let's see. That's gonna be a zucchini right there, hopefully. That is probably going to die, that zucchini. It looks very yellow and a little bit like unhappy. But there's some little baby zucchinis growing kind of in the middle that I don't know if you can see, but over here that looks really healthy on that plant. And oh, that leaf doesn't look too good, but there is, oops, I didn't get rid of that properly. There's a zucchini growing here, and there's one growing here that I think might die. And there's more growing on this plant as well. So we've got some zucchinis growing all over. Here I have a few herbs. So these are some of the basils that I'm going to plant over in the tomato area. Here's some more chives that I personally grew. The other ones I bought from the store, partially grown. Here's oregano and thyme. So I'm going to plant those in the tomato enclosure because that has the most space. And then over here to the broccoli. The broccoli is still recovering from the attempted murder by the gardeners with the bushwhacker. But it looks like it's recovering relatively decently. These are some nice lush leaves. I think they were like 2 or 3 times the size before they were attempted murdered. I'm still pissed at the gardeners. They are lucky to have escaped with their lives. But yeah, so there is my garden. So that's the tea, and that is an imprint from the head thingamabob. So that's your update on the garden of Hellville. And once again, these tomatoes, dude, are like so much taller than me. I'm trying to do level here as much as possible, and holy crap. They are overtaking things. They're probably going to end up curving back over to the other side, so I'm good with that. Whatever it needs to do its thing, and then maybe I'll curve it back up and around. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But hopefully these tomatoes start like reddening up, because I'm getting kind of annoyed that there's so many of them and none of them are getting red, but I guess everything in their own time, whatever. All right, I will see you guys later while I blow Dingus's asshole wide open. Bye guys.